the whole new slate.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
In this conference, you get 1 or 2 losses, you might be out of the running.
It'd be nice to be the first NEA champion.
Start out hard and aggressive.
Yeah, we definitely can't take them lightly because we came out slow last year.
I'm really looking forward to going into New Haven. Hopefully we can take them down to their house.
Welcome to Week 3 of the Highlight Zone, a wet Week 3 of the Highlight Zone, where all things old are made new again. While the new look SAC has been playing for 2 weeks now, the newly formed Northeast 8 debuting tonight. 6 former NHC teams combining with Leo and Huntington North. Jessica Starbird kicks off our Northeast 8 coverage in New Haven with the Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Jessica.
Glenn, these 2 teams have battled it out before, but this time they're doing it in an all-new conference, the Northeast 8, kicking off tonight with all teams going in with the conference up for grabs. New Haven just barely winning this one last season, coming really close to DeKalb, but they'll try to win this one handedly as we head to New Haven in DeKalb, your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. So let's head over to John Young Stadium. New Haven ranked in 4A and DeKalb coming off a 3-point loss to their rival Garrett. This game delayed about 2 hours, but it's well worth the wait. Opening kickoff, Tremont Jackson. He finds his way up the left and takes it to the house to put New Haven up 6-0 in just the opening minute. So a little bit delayed, but wastes no time scoring. To keep it in the first, Harrison Price trying to go to the air to tie this one up, but instead he's picked off by who else? Jackson. He takes this one just short of the goal line to the 1-yard line, but Keyshawn Moore, he'll turn that interception into points. He rolls out to Desmond Cole. They will go for 2, and it works as New Haven goes up 14-0. DeKalb will get on the board in the first half. This is Price to Will Chrisman. That height just getting way over everybody else that tries to go to make it 14-6, but with less than 2 minutes remaining in the first half, Diamond Evans, he's the one who knocks his ball loose, but it's Jacob Birch who takes it in to make it 22-6, New Haven at half. We'll head to the third quarter here in New Haven. They're going to pick up right where they left off. It's Moore to Jackson, just barely scoops it up with his fingertips there. He'll take it in for his second touchdown of the night. DeKalb will get another touchdown on, but New Haven improves to 3-0 as they win 28-12.
I mean, it's an ugly one, but we started off strong, so we didn't want to take the L. So we fought all the way to the end, to the last whistle, as you've seen. You know, our defense stepped up, and we really appreciate that from the guys. I mean, it was great. It was great. It was very important because we were the underdogs coming in. But now, I mean, we got to hold up 3-0.
You know, our kids played really hard tonight. Both teams played really hard. It was a sloppy football game. No one can deny that. You're not going to win any awards for the way we played tonight. Lots of penalties, lots of turnovers, ball on the ground was a little bit wet, and a lot of drop passes and touchdowns. And so we've got a lot of things we can go back to the drawing board for sure, but to get a win against a quality opponent at home, we'll take it. We got a lot of room for improvement.
DeKalb hosts East Noble next week, while New Haven is at Leo. Glenn, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Hey, speaking of the Lions, Leo hosting Norwell. Lions ranked 11th in 4A. Craig Klopfenstein to Trenton Bonner. You know what? Bonner had 2 touchdown returns on kicks early last week. This time he did it a more conventional way, 7-zip Leo. Then it's Tyler Hensinger. This kid has had a great start to the season. He bowls his way into the end zone for the Purple Pride, and it's 14-zip Leo. How about Klopfenstein? Pass would be tipped here, as we can tell you that it was Norwell in the building. Great interception right there by Christian Bohada, but it's still 21-zip Leo at that point. Then in the second quarter, Joe Lambright running through a few missed tackles, and Lambright would find pay dirt on the end of this run. 28-0 at that point. Leo goes on to beat Norwell 40-0. East Noble, you know the Knights are going to have a say in who wins the Northeast 8 title this season. They're ranked 15th in 4A coming into this week's matchup against Huntington North. Early on, though, it's the Vikings going to the air. Dakota Johnson, great catch by Garrett Heaston. 6-zip Huntington North at that point, but you know, from there on out, it was basically East Noble's night. Angel McCormick, almost 500 yards of total offense last week, finds Jake Torrey. This guy's been a regular on the Highlight Zone the last few seasons. He knows what to do with it. East Noble up 7-6. Later, it's the sophomore McCormick to Dylan Hunley. This kid off to a great start this season. The rest of the night belonged to East Noble. East Noble hung 62 at half. The Knights victorious over the Vikings 62-27 the final. Final stop in the Northeast State, Columbia City at Belmont. We picked this one up in the third quarter, and it's Belmont. That vaunted rushing attack, Parker Burkhalter. You know, he's got some talent, that Burkhalter last name in the Belmont area. That's a touchdown for Belmont. Braves up 14-0, but Columbia City not done by any means. Here in the fourth, Columbia City blocking the punt. They recovered deep into Brave territory, and later on the ensuing drive, you're going to see Davin Lawrence with the touchdown for Columbia City, but it wouldn't be enough. Belmont hangs on against Columbia City 14-12, the Braves winners in Decatur. Let's switch to the SAC for the first time ever. We're talking Dwenger and Homestead meeting on the gridiron. Pick it up in the third. Dwengers. Peter Winklejohn. Slamming his way into the end zone, and it's 20-7 after that touchdown. Bishop Dwenger in control at Walter Stadium. Watch this. Amon Clark avoids the tackle, and to the pylon he is in. Touchdown Bishop Dwenger, 28-7. Saints over the Spartans at that point. In the fourth, Blake Puchelny showing off the mobility. Sweet touchdown pass right there as the Saints take a 35-7 lead. Yes, they were up 4 touchdowns on Homestead at Homestead. Oh, that a surprise. How about this? Drew Kazai finding Austin Kreider, one of his favorite targets. Good hands from Kreider, but it wouldn't be enough. It's Dwenger over Homestead, 35-14.
Our defense has been playing well all season, and it's just a matter of coming together and playing the way that we teach those kids to play. They want to do everything. They're a type of character where they can't do enough for you, so they try to do everything. We tell them, play your position. You got 10 other guys out there to help you, and they started to do that tonight. They started reading their keys. They started playing with their eyes open.
You know, Dwenger's always tough no matter what their record is. Dwenger at Northside next Friday. Homestead will host Carroll. Speaking of those Chargers, 2-0, but facing perhaps their biggest challenge of the season so far in Northside. Midway through the second quarter, it's Aiden Smith, the Northwestern-bound quarterback, taking it in to make it an 18-7 Carroll lead. But you know what? Northside not going away. Tyson Whitner been providing some leadership for this team. That's actually David Johnson there with the touchdown. That was on the 2-point conversion, I should say, to make it an 18-15 game. Tyson Whitner had the touchdown leading up to that. This is Nick Novotny, though, with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Novotny, yeah, he's got some moves. 24-15 Carroll on that 49-yard touchdown. But with just 1.3 seconds left in the second, it's Arian Nieves downfield for who else but David Johnson. He hauls it in, and Northside with the upset at Dean Gorsuch Field. It's the Redskins over the Chargers, 36-32. Spooler Stadium supremacy on the line. Northrop hosting Snyder. The Panthers ranked third in this week's 5A state poll. Garrett Shanley finding Ben Aruza. That's a pretty pitch and catch for the men in orange. That ties up the game at 7. Snyder, though, so efficient offensively this year. It starts with Isaac Stiebling. Stiebling finding Mac Hippenhammer for the short score. He's got a recruiting visit to Notre Dame tomorrow. Hippenhammer going to be a stud, only a junior. 14-7 Snyder. Wildcat formation, why not give it to Mr. Hippenhammer? He knows what to do with it. We're talking a 35-yard scamper right there down the sideline. 21-7 Snyder at that point. Northrop hung early, but Money Woods, only a junior, a heck of a talent. He takes it in, and Snyder over Northrop 60-33, your final score at Spooler. Wayne at Bishop Luers, Ohio State recruit Austin Mack sitting this one out after concussion last Friday. Noah Wazinski also not back from that broken foot. This one was a little sloppy. Second quarter, Dominic Easley with the fumble recovery there for the men in red. But Wayne up to the challenge defensively here. Trayvon Walton, good hands right there to pick it off, and the Generals were in business. They would march the ball down the field. Austin Robertson, you see him right there at the running back position, but that's Damon Williams, the big senior, with a huge hit. Big tackle for loss for that Luers defensive line. Then it's C.J. Edwards coming up with the sweet pick for Luers. This one was tied 0-0 at the half, but a Jalen Charlton run in the third quarter that went for a touchdown is the difference. It's only a 7-zip win as Luers beats Wayne in a low score. Last stop in the SAC, Zollner Stadium. Concordia hosting Southside, both looking for that first win in the third. Concordia up 42-0 already, and the defense doing it. Dominic Perugini leads a cavalcade of cadets for that tackle for loss. Then it's Peter Morrison, the backup QB in, and he shows he's got some wheels. David Morrison's little brother has got his own talents there. Picks up a big first down for the Concordia Cadets. Later on the drive, how about Blade Harris? He's in for the short punch, and it's 48-zip Concordia. Fast forward to the fourth, Trey King in as Concordia beats Southside, no doubt about it in this one, 55-6. Cadets are victorious. Well, the first 9 games of tonight are in the books, but we've still got 6 games left to show you. In Monroeville, 8th-ranked Woodland looking to stay perfect against an always tough Heritage program. Meanwhile, in Bluffton, Dwayne Eskridge, a Highlight Zone staple. Coming off a 6-touchdown performance last week, could he do it again? And Busco at Garrett, we're talking an old-fashioned rivalry game, and this one, would go down to the wire. We got trips to Southern Wells, Eastside, and Adams Central as well in the zone.
We're tailgating in Leo. You're watching the Highlight Zone!